All right, we've got some heavy metal music, distinct character designs, and local.
Yeah, it'll get you pumped up too.
Yeah.
So some folks never outgrow their love of comic books and fantasy. Ateeq Najib is one of those folks, also a storyteller, artist, and graphic designer, and really cool. Thanks for joining us. We love that intro.
Yes.
We just have to talk about this. Where did this concept come from? Heavy metal music and comic books.
Well, I realized that the inspiration for heavy metal music, I actually don't listen to music myself, to be honest. I used to be really heavy into it, but thankfully I kind of cut it out. It interferes with your creative brain, in my experience. But the heavy metal music, the love for it and the inspiration for it here is from games like Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi Budokai. It's like a Dragon Ball Z game, of course. It was on the PS2. I grew up playing that, different stuff like that, different titles like that. That's what really inspired me. They have a lot of heavy metal themes.
Okay. So Dragon Ball Z, I think that one goes back.
Yeah, that
one goes back a little bit.
Back. Yeah, I remember coming home from school watching Dragon Ball Z.
Yes.
Goku and.
So you decided that you were going to do your own, and this is the first issue, as we said, right?
Yeah.
So talk us through this, how you, from the beginning to where you are now, got this together.
So I started conceptualizing my junior year of high school, or sorry, the summer after my junior year of high school. And I've always wanted to do comics. Like when I was a kid, I had this comic. It was called "The Man Who Survived Getting Eaten by a Volcano." And it was basically a guy who got eaten by a volcano, and for the rest of his life, he was just a head that could just roll around. And he would eat other things to start growing his limbs back. And I don't know why I came up with it, but I did. Yeah. And I actually sold a copy when I was like, I think I might have been like 9 or 10.
Okay.
So I ended up selling a copy. Then I stopped for a while. And then when I was in junior year of high school, I was like, man, I feel like I'm missing something in my life. You know, that there's just, I've always wanted to do this. And I started to realize, I was like, I need to get back to this. I need to get back. It's like, it's my original self to be a creative. So I started conceptualizing about 3 years ago, and this is where I am now.
Wow.
Yeah, love it. So this is the comic right here. For me, going back to my childhood, thinking about a comic, they were a lot thinner.
Yeah.
Is this something? Is this a new trend, or is this just your idea to have more pages in the comic?
This is all me. This is I wanted to. You mean like the size and the thickness?
Yeah, the size and thickness of it. Yeah.
So I'm guessing you're talking about traditional Western comics. Traditional Western comics.
Right.
Yeah, they are much thinner. They'll come in like just like little issues, you know.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm used to.
Yeah, they'll be like 10, 15, 20 pages max. But this is a compilation of, right here, this is 4 chapters. The first 4 chapters. So we're ongoing. We release at least once a month. We're trying to. Right now we're on a hiatus. But so this has multiple chapters in it. Each chapter is about 20 pages or less.
Okay.
And this isn't a man who was eaten by a volcano.
No,
right?
There's nothing to do with that.
This
nothing to do with
that.
that.
So what?
Maybe I'll have a cameo one day.
One day, bring your 9-year-old self back. So what is this about? What is this comic about?
Yeah, so the story takes place in a future dystopian world. Essentially, there's these different groups. There's different groups that are trying to enforce their influence and take control. The stone right there that you see, it is essentially the centerpiece of the world. It set the tone for the infrastructure in the world. And there's these different, like I said, the different groups are trying to fight over it and gain control over it. Not just the one stone, there's multiple, it's a whole thing. But essentially whoever enforces their influence on that gets the ability to, enforce their influence on the world. So the main characters are essentially trying to find their place in the world, trying to figure out, which side they should stand on. It's essentially a coming-of-age story for a lot of characters.
Wow, okay. So, when you see this in print here like this, what does this mean to you?
To me?
Yeah.
A couple of things. I mean, one thing, it's like, man, I really did it. Like when because I have one that's perpetually sitting on my desk, for reference and stuff like that. If I need to flip through it, it's so useful. But I'm like, man, I really made this. But at the same time, I'm like, it's a first step.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So
Motivation to keep going.
Yeah, it is. So what's next then? Because you're like, okay, this is a first step, so that means there are more steps to climb, right?
Oh, of course, yeah. Hopefully, like 20 years left.
Okay.
For that alone, yeah.
You know, so what do you think, for kids at home that are thinking about stories about, volcanoes eating people? What do you kind of advice do you have for other people who have this creative within them and to get that out and get that going somewhere?
It's a good question. Two things I would say: don't be afraid to get your stuff out there. You're your worst critic, and don't rush.
Don't rush.
I am a very hasty person, and I just want everything to be done. Like I wish the entire world could see this right now, but I know it's not the time.
Okay.
I'm not ready for that right now. I need to get some more stuff together. I'm ready locally. I'm ready to start marketing. I'm ready for, there's steps, baby steps. And that's something that takes a lot of time and experience, I feel, to realize. But, anyone can do it. It's hard, it's difficult, but, if you believe in yourself, if you trust in the higher power, you'll be all right.
Yeah. And you just graduated from high school in 2021, correct?
21, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, commendable.
Yes.
How can people locally, because locally, can we get our hands on this?
Yes. Right now, those are available at Monarch Comics. That's the one over by the Heather Downs BMV. It's like right behind it.
Okay.
It's in the plaza. And then there's one, it's a signed copy at the Toledo Game Room. There's one copy left.
Okay.
That's down the street from the mall. And then soon I'm going to be at Barnes & Noble.
Okay.
Wow, that's a big step. That's another step.
So get that signed copy, because you said you got about 20 years left. And and we know this is going to be worth something. The original.
I'm going to keep this.
I know, right?
Maybe I'll have to sign it before he leaves. And then you have Instagram. People can follow you on social media as well, right?
Yeah, I have Instagram. Starting to get on Threads, trying to. I just made a TikTok. I'm going to put that on the link tree. QR code should have been shown.
Yeah. We've got a QR code as well, so get on there if you want to see more of his stuff. Thank you so much for coming today, and congratulations. This is a big deal.
And maybe you can include your favorite 9 a.m. show within your comics one day. Just
in a good way.
Maybe. Spoiler alert, I kind of started scripting for a news station in the later chapters, so we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see how it turns out.
Thanks for coming today.
Thanks again.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, when Toledo's longest running 9 a.m. show continues.
Fur Angels happens to be the name of an animal rescue organization looking to get some furry friends into forever homes. How they can be part of your home when Good Day continues.